Welcome. So my name is Kendal Darnell, and I will be the MC for this evening's inaugural Unite and Ignite SportsWomen Power Summit. Yay! I got involved in this event because the role of women is changing and opportunities are evolving, and I want to be a part of it. And to be totally honest, I have 3 boys, and they need to be aware of this movement because I need them to bring me home 3 determined, intelligent, and courageous daughter-in-laws. This is the first day of the 2018 Women's Wrestling Festival, with the theme for the weekend being Wrestling with Life and Winning. The impetus for the summit, as the first day of the Women's Wrestling Festival, started last November 2017 in Geneva, Switzerland. The founder and executive director for Wrestle Like a Girl, Sally Roberts, my friend since 7th grade, was attending the Sports Chance Forum that worked to bring collective action, human rights, and mega sporting events front and center for world leaders, NGO representatives, and other key stakeholders. The entirety Sporting's Chance Forum, I am told, was incredible, powerful, relevant, and deserving for amplification. While in transit home, Ms. Roberts set to work planning and bringing elements of the summit here to the UCCS Entertainment Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. As a city warmly and fondly known as Olympic City, USA, there seemed no better place to host this event. Each of the panel's moderators and speakers were specifically curated, some traveling as far as the United Arab Emirates and the United Kingdom, while other athletes are local to Colorado Springs, as they could all share in this weekend's theme, Wrestling with Life and Winning. To open up this evening and set the tone, we are proud to present a video created, produced, and solely self-funded by Mr. Connor Carroll, titled Watch Me.
You don't have the strength.
You aren't built for this.
You don't belong here.
You'll never be good enough.
Watch me.
I love that. I think we've all had a moment in our lives where somebody said, you can't do it, and inside a tiny little voice says, watch me. It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage Miss Jessica Kirby, a fellow and PhD candidate for the Center for Critical Sports Studies here at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. She was one of the co-chairs for this evening's program and spent many hours alongside Miss Roberts to curate and bring to life the 2018 Unite and Ignite SportsWomen's Power Summit.
Hello, welcome. On behalf of the Center for Critical Sports Studies, I'm very excited to welcome each of you here tonight. We want to take a moment to thank our sponsors that help support this evening: UCCS, the UFC, the Edmondson Foundation, Hard Rock International and the Hard Rock Heals Foundation, Daniel's Ethics Initiative Fund, and Brian Galetta with Farmers Insurance. We also want to recognize, as Kendal mentioned, those that traveled the furthest to be with us this evening. First, Ms. Raha Moharik traveled from the United Arab Emirates, as well as Mr. David Grievenberg from the UK. We are all in for quite the treat tonight, and as you can tell from the video, I can feel that positive energy beginning this evening. This is the first summit of its kind to be held in the United States that's open to the public, so it's very exciting that each of you gets to be a part of that. The Center for Critical Sports Studies, part of our mission is to really facilitate some of these critical conversations in sport through teaching, research, and community engagement. We feel a great responsibility to help lead these conversations being located here in Olympic City, USA, and we also know the powerful influence that the United States has in the greater sport community. I hope that each of you can leave tonight maybe absorbing just a little bit of the advocacy, determination, and empowerment that each of our guests will demonstrate for us this evening, and that maybe each of us can be a part of that empowerment in our respective communities. So welcome this evening and enjoy.
So our opening remarks will be by Julia Nesheiwat, who is the acting presidential envoy for hostage affairs.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I have to say a big thanks to Sally and the whole team with Wrestle Like a Girl. I mean, I commend you for all that you've been doing and getting that outreach out there. You've heard it from UAE to the UK. I just came in from Washington, D.C. myself, so it is a great honor to be here. And again, thank you for all that you're doing. This is tremendous. It really is. So I will begin, which I'm not used to doing, given my title, not usually talk about myself and what I do necessarily, as you can imagine, but I'll share a little bit about my background and where I came to be. I started my career in government, actually, in the Army. After 9/11, I was deployed. I did a couple tours in Afghanistan and in Iraq. And a big thank you to all the veterans, by the way, who are out in the crowd. I know we've got quite a few that are here tonight. Yes, thank you. But with that platform of joining the military and having that experience abroad, it led to many other opportunities, and you're going to hear a little bit of a theme tonight about my background and where I was able to step up to the plate and take that initiative. I had an opportunity to serve in the White House after doing a couple interviews, having come back from deployment as a young captain. From there, I worked within Washington, D.C., learning all about what's called the interagency, different bureaus, departments, which was very eye-opening in the national security field. Wanting to continue to grow, I thought, I should probably go back to school. I was very much interested in energy issues and the environment, and so I studied a little bit about that, got some fellowships, served in Japan, in Tokyo, which was amazing, traveled the world quite a bit, came back to the United States, and eventually worked over in the State Department, and really learned all about foreign policy and building those networks and promoting America's interests and so forth. So it was an amazing opportunity, and with that, building the relationships, the networks that I had along the way. A lot of times I was the minority, whether it was in the military or working in the intelligence community or the diplomatic community, where I'll find myself in remote areas and being the only woman, in that delegation. Now, if you look at my bio at the State Department or my official bio online, it names about all these great positions that I've done, working with undersecretaries and envoys and et cetera. But what you don't know about me is I did start off playing a numerous amount of sports. Beginning in high school, I did 4 years varsity basketball, volleyball, soccer, golf. In college, and I have 2 black belts, one in judo and one in taekwondo. So I have to say that, if it wasn't for those activities, I think that's what really gave me that confidence. And that's really what I want to talk about a little bit, what drove me to do all of these different positions today and in the past. Well, I also come from a Middle Eastern background myself, and knowing a little bit about the Middle East, many girls don't really have that opportunity that, they're expected to really, get married at a very young age, for example. So, thinking about my family, even though I was born and raised here in the United States, I watched my brother, 9 times out of 10, and other boys play sports, and I thought to myself, well, there's no reason why I can't do it, or even do it better. So even when I did the baseball team in high school, I was the only girl on the baseball team, and that just, to me, was a big deal, and I even had a higher batting average than half the team. But I learned a lot. I learned quite a bit, confidence that you'll hear a lot tonight during the panels, teamwork, leadership, more though to prove to myself that I could do it than to anybody else. I found myself using the skills that I learned in sports, particularly as a female Army officer in combat. In fact, looking back at one of the stories, I was there during the early part of the invasion of Iraq, and we were outside in the trenches. I had to lead a convoy, and the vehicle ahead of us was hit by snipers. Looking back at that, we had to have perseverance. We hadn't slept in days. It required quite a bit of mental toughness and fortitude, which, again, if you see the theme here of what really got me to where I am today. So by the end of my last tour, I ended up being the lead briefer for the military commanders on the ground and the ambassador there. And really, it was amazing because they gave me this role because they saw that I was eager to do more. I wanted to step up to the plate, and I volunteered to take on the new mission. So here I am, just a captain at the time, surrounded by all these male senior officers. But again, none of this would have happened if I really didn't have that confidence that I gained on the leadership roles, and again, starting all the way from the sports that I participated in. So as we look at today, yes, I serve as a diplomat. I negotiate with foreign governments around the world, promoting America's interests. Every day, I have to work with the interagency, the FBI, the CIA, White House, and of course the military. So in that scenario, we have to kind of come together, again, as a team, and then we have to, work, again, at a much bigger level as a team, including our allies and our coalitions worldwide, which means when I sit down at the table representing America, I have to be a leader. So yeah, it's just amazing as I come through. There wasn't no planned equation throughout my career in this, but as I think about what drove me in building that confidence, I really do owe it a lot, and that's why I'm so thrilled to see what Wrestle Like a Girl is going to do and the potential. As many of you know who have played in sports, there's a saying about running out the clock. It's the practice of when a winning team allowing the clock to expire. Well, in life, I believe we must play with urgency and make every opportunity count, learning new moves, new skills, new plays. Not becoming complacent, really, is the key to my philosophy. But everything you're learning today, especially as you go and listen throughout these panels, every practice, every game, all of this, you'll find yourself using this one way or another, whether it's on the battlefield or in a boardroom. So as you know, sports is certainly a universal passion, and we must certainly harness it and embrace it globally. So I look forward to meeting some of you. Thank you so much, and God bless.